It is time now to seek your rest. Find a quiet corner of your world, a place of softness and peace. Tonight, imagine you are in a room with a large open window overlooking a calm, moonlit sea. The only sound is the gentle, rhythmic hush of waves sighing against a distant, sandy shore. A soft silver light from the full moon pours into the room, painting a gentle path across the floor and onto your bed. Settle down into this bed, letting the cool, smooth sheets welcome you. Let the gentle sea breeze drift in, carrying the clean, salty scent of the ocean and the faintest hint of night-blooming jasmine from a nearby cliff. There is nothing to do but listen to the ancient lullaby of the sea and allow its steady, peaceful rhythm to carry you into a deep and profound slumber. Your rest has been deep and peaceful, but as the dream state softens, you feel a gentle return to awareness. It is not a sudden jolt, but a slow, peaceful surfacing, like rising through calm, warm water. You are not by the sea, but you are still surrounded by profound comfort. You are aware of the soft fabric against your cheek, the gentle support of a deep, comfortable chair. You slowly open your eyes. You are back in your cottage, in the overstuffed armchair by the hearth. The fire you enjoyed this morning has long since dwindled to a bed of soft, pale gray ash. The small, untitled book of poetry rests gently on your lap, still open. The light in the cottage has changed once more. The bright gold of midday has deepened into the rich, warm amber of late afternoon, signaling the slow approach of evening. Long, gentle shadows stretch across the wooden floor, cast by the table and chairs. The room is bathed in this warm, sleepy light, creating an atmosphere of immense peace and tranquility. The cottage is wrapped in a comfortable, profound silence, a silence that feels safe and whole, broken only by the faintest whisper of a breeze outside the window. You feel completely rested, as if your quiet nap in the chair was as restorative as a full night's sleep. You simply sit for a moment, breathing in the quiet air, which smells faintly of old paper and the lingering memory of wood smoke. You watch a single long sunbeam slant through the front window, illuminating a river of tiny dust motes dancing in a slow, silent ballet. As you sit in this peaceful state, you become aware of a new scent drifting on the air from outside. It is a warm, inviting aroma, a complex and wonderful blend of baking bread, cinnamon, baked apples, and something rich and earthy like pumpkins or squash. It is the unmistakable scent of autumn, of harvest and hearth fires. A gentle curiosity stirs within you, a soft pull to discover the source of this delicious fragrance. There is no rush. You carefully close the book of poetry, its pages making the softest whisper, and place it on the small table beside the chair. You rise slowly, stretching your arms towards the high-beamed ceiling. The movement is easy and light. Your body feels fluid and relaxed. You walk to the forest green door, your bare feet silent on the cool, smooth wooden planks. You lift the iron latch, and the door swings open without a sound. The air that greets you is different now. It is cool and crisp, with a sharpness that speaks of the changing seasons. And it carries that wonderful, warm scent of spices and baking, much stronger now. You step outside onto the soft grass of your garden. The world has transformed. The lush greens of summer have given way to the fiery, brilliant hues of autumn. The silver birch trees are now dressed in leaves of pale, shimmering gold. Deeper in the woods, you can see the deep reds and vibrant oranges of maples and oaks. The ground is carpeted with a soft layer of fallen leaves. The sky above is a deep, cloudless sapphire blue, and the late afternoon sun casts a long, golden light that makes the entire landscape glow. As you look down the mossy path that leads towards the village, you notice something new. Placed every few feet along the edge of the path are small, hollowed-out gourds of various shapes and sizes. Inside each one, a single, small candle flickers with a warm, steady flame. These little lanterns create a beautiful, welcoming pathway of light, guiding the way towards the village. You feel a gentle pull to follow them. You set off down the path, your footsteps making a soft, satisfying rustle and crunch in the fallen leaves. The cool air is pleasant on your skin, and the warm, spicy scent grows stronger with every step you take. The walk feels magical. The combination of the crisp autumn air, the golden light filtering through the colorful leaves, and the gentle, flickering lights of the gourd lanterns creates an atmosphere of peaceful celebration. The usual quiet of the woods is still there, but it is now underscored by a feeling of warm, gentle anticipation. As you draw closer to the village, the mossy path gives way to the familiar gray cobblestones, and you see that the square itself has been completely and beautifully transformed. Every windowsill, every doorstep, every lamppost is adorned with a glowing carved gourd. Some have simple, smiling faces, while others have intricate patterns of leaves and stars, their light spilling out in beautiful, artistic shapes. Strings of dried orange leaves, deep red berries, and dried flowers are draped in graceful arcs between the timber-framed buildings. The air is thick with the comforting smells of cinnamon, nutmeg, roasting apples, and warm bread. The Gilded Hearth Bakery has its door wide open, and the warmth and delicious scents that pour out are simply intoxicating. The great oak tree in the center of the square is hung with dozens of lanterns. Not the usual iron ones, but lanterns made from translucent, amber-colored paper, each glowing like a miniature harvest moon. They sway gently in the breeze, their soft light casting a warm, dappled glow on the cobblestones below. A quiet gathering is taking place in the square. It is not a loud, boisterous party, but a peaceful, communal assembly. Villagers of all kinds are milling about, their movements slow and gentle. You see the elderly dwarf baker from his shop placing trays of spiced pumpkin bread and apple tarts on a long wooden table set up near the oak tree. The tall, graceful elf from the Whispering Page bookshop is carefully lighting more candles and placing them in a beautiful spiral pattern on the stone bench beneath the tree. A group of fawns, their small horns adorned with wreaths of autumn leaves and wheat stalks, are quietly sharing mugs of what smells like warm, spiced cider. In a large, permanent stone circle in the center of the square, a bonfire has just been lit. It is not a wild, raging fire, but a controlled, respectful one. The flames are a vibrant orange and yellow, and they crackle and pop with a cheerful, comforting sound, sending a column of fragrant wood-scented smoke and a flurry of golden sparks up towards the darkening sky. The atmosphere is one of remembrance, of gratitude for the harvest, and of quiet, shared community. You walk further into the square, and no one turns to stare. Instead, you receive gentle, welcoming nods from the villagers you pass. A young satyr offers you a warm mug of cider from a large, steaming cauldron, and you accept it with a grateful smile. The mug is warm in your hands, a pleasant, solid weight. The cider is delicious, sweet and tangy, with the comforting warmth of cinnamon and cloves. You find a quiet spot near the edge of the square, content to simply stand and absorb the peaceful, beautiful scene. The warmth of the fire, the glow of the many candles, and the kindness of the villagers wraps around you like a soft, warm blanket. As twilight deepens and the first stars begin to appear in the indigo sky, a hush falls over the gentle murmur of conversation in the square. A new figure has arrived, walking slowly from the path that leads to the lake. He is tall and carries himself with an air of immense, ancient grace. At first, he appears to be a man, wrapped in a simple, dark green robe. But as he steps into the warm light of the bonfire, you see the details. His skin has a faint, iridescent sheen, like polished jade. His hands, as he pulls his hood back, have a subtle, fine network of scales on their backs. His hair is the color of dark moss, and his eyes are the color of molten gold, filled with a deep, knowing calm that you recognize instantly. It is the dragon, not in his immense winged form, but in a gentle, approachable form, one that can walk among the villagers and share their fire. He is greeted not with awe or fear, but with quiet, deep respect. The villagers part to let him pass, and he moves towards a large, carved stone chair that has been placed near the bonfire, clearly reserved just for him. He settles into the chair, the firelight playing across his calm, ancient features. He looks around at the gathered villagers, his golden eyes reflecting the flames. The gentle hush continues, an expectant, peaceful silence. He is here to tell the old tales, as is the tradition on this night, the night of Samhain. His voice, when he begins to speak, is not a rumble in the mind, but a deep, resonant sound that carries easily through the quiet square. It is a voice like the slow turning of the earth, ancient and soothing. "Good evening, friends," he says calmly. "The air is crisp, the harvest is gathered, and the veil is thin. It is a good night for remembering." He pauses, letting the villagers settle. Some sit on benches, others on soft blankets on the cool cobblestones. You remain standing, sipping your warm cider, feeling a part of this ancient, peaceful tradition. Many folk from outside these woods have forgotten the heart of this time, the dragon continues. They think it a time of fear, but we know better. We know it is a time of love. He gestures a scaled hand towards the darkening sky, towards the space between the village and the stars. Tonight, the veil between our world and the world of memory grows thin. It is not a frightening thing. Imagine it not as a barrier, but as a curtain of fine, shimmering silk woven from twilight and moonlight. For most of the year, his deep voice explains, this curtain is thick and the two worlds are distinct. But on this night, it becomes as thin and translucent as a dragonfly's wing. It does not tear, it does not break, it simply allows a gentle passage, not for bodies, but for love, for memories, for the feeling of presence. The spirits of those we have loved and lost are not ghosts to be feared. They are family returning for a visit. They are drawn by our love, by our remembering of them. They come to sit by our fires for a night, to feel the warmth of our world and our hearts, before they return to their own peaceful rest. His gaze drifts to the hundreds of glowing gourds and lanterns that fill the square. And so we light these fires, he says, his voice softening. The folk outside believe the lights are to ward off evil, but we know the truth. They are not to frighten away, but to welcome in. Each light is a beacon. Each candle is a small, warm hearth, a gentle lighthouse in the twilight, telling our loved ones, here, this way, you are remembered, you are welcome. Here is a place of warmth and love for you. This bonfire is not a pyre, but a great, glowing heart for our village, welcoming all the quiet souls who wish to join us tonight. You look around at the flickering lights with a new understanding. You see them now not as mere decorations, but as hundreds of individual, silent invitations. Each one a small, heartfelt expression of love and remembrance. The entire village is glowing with a profound, welcoming warmth. The dragon then gestures to the table laden with baked goods, and we prepare a feast, not for ourselves alone, but for our guests. A spirit cannot eat a loaf of bread, but it can feel the love and care that went into baking it. It can absorb the warmth, the gratitude for the harvest, the simple joy of sharing. This is why Samhain became what it is, he concludes, his golden eyes scanning the peaceful faces around the fire. It is a great, quiet reunion, a night to honor the cycle of life and memory, a night to sit in the gentle presence of all our family, both living and remembered. It is the most peaceful, most loving night of the year. After his story is told, a deep and comfortable silence settles over the square. No one speaks. There is no need for words. The villagers simply sit, warmed by the fire, bathed in the soft candlelight, and lost in their own quiet, gentle memories. The air is thick with a feeling of love, of connection, of a peace that spans worlds. You watch the flames of the bonfire dance and sway. They leap and curl, painting the faces of the dwarves, elves, and fauns in flickering shades of orange and gold. You see no sadness in their expressions, only a quiet, gentle contemplation and a profound sense of peace. You feel completely at home in this shared, sacred silence. You take another slow sip of your cider. It has cooled slightly, but it is still wonderfully warm and spicy. You can taste the apple, the cinnamon, the hint of orange. It is the taste of autumn, of comfort, of this beautiful, quiet celebration. You feel a deep sense of connection, not just to the people here, but to the very idea of gentle remembrance. After a long, timeless while, the gathering begins to slowly, peacefully disperse. There are no loud goodbyes. Villagers simply give a slow nod to one another, share a quiet smile, and then begin to meander back to their own warm homes, taking a piece of spiced bread or an apple tart with them from the table. The dragon remains in his stone chair, his eyes closed now, as if listening to the quiet of the night. You feel it is time for you to return to your own sanctuary as well. You place your empty mug on the table and give a small, respectful nod towards the dragon, though you know he does not see it. You feel his story has settled deep within you, a warm, glowing ember of peace. You turn and begin the walk back to your cottage. The path is even more beautiful now, under a brilliant canopy of stars. The small gourd lanterns are still flickering faithfully, their gentle light a perfect guide through the rustling leaves. The air is cooler now, and you can see your own breath misting in the soft light. The walk is peaceful and contemplative. The sound of your feet in the leaves is a soft, rhythmic shuffle. From the village behind you, you can hear the faint crackle of the bonfire, a sound that fades with every step you take, until all you can hear is the whisper of the night breeze in the golden leaves of the birch trees. Soon, through the trees, you see the warm, welcoming glow from your own cottage window. It looks so safe, so inviting. It is your own small beacon in the quiet woods. You walk through your garden, the scent of lavender muted now by the crisp autumn air. You reach the green door and step back inside. The cottage is wonderfully warm and cozy. While you were gone, someone, perhaps the kind dwarf baker or a thoughtful elf, has come in and built up the fire in your hearth. A small, cheerful fire is now crackling away, casting a lively, golden light around the room. The space feels safe and filled with a quiet, unassuming kindness. You close the door behind you, and the sound of it latching shuts out the cool night, leaving you in your own warm, private sanctuary. You feel a pleasant, gentle weariness, the kind that comes after an evening of deep peace and quiet contemplation. You feel ready for rest. Your gaze travels up to the sleeping loft, accessible by the sturdy wooden ladder. You feel the gentle pull towards your soft, comfortable bed. You place a hand on the smooth, warm wood of the ladder and begin to climb. Each rung is solid and secure beneath your feet. The sleeping loft is a haven of peace. The flickering light from the fire below dances on the angled eaves of the roof, creating soft, moving shadows. The large, low bed looks even more inviting than ever, its thick, fluffy duvet and mountain of pillows calling to you. Through the single, round window at the head of the bed, you can see the deep indigo of the night sky strewn with a million tiny, diamond-like stars. You can also see the faint orange glow on the horizon, the last embers of the village bonfire, a distant reminder of the evening's shared peace. You change into your soft cotton pajamas, the fabric feeling smooth and comforting against your skin. You are ready for sleep. You walk over to the bed and pull back the heavy duvet. The sheets underneath are cool and crisp to the touch, a pleasant contrast to the warmth of the room. You slide into the bed, the mattress perfectly soft, contouring to your body, supporting you completely. You pull the covers up, and their weight is a gentle, reassuring pressure, like a warm hug. You sink into the pillows, your head feeling wonderfully light and supported. You are completely comfortable, completely safe. You take a deep, slow breath, inhaling the clean, calming scents of your cottage, wood smoke, dried herbs, and the faint, sweet memory of cinnamon from the village. And as you exhale, you let go of everything. The dragon's gentle stories echo in your mind, not as active thoughts, but as peaceful feelings. You think of the veil, not as a barrier, but as a soft, shimmering curtain. You think of the candles, not as a defense, but as a warm, loving welcome. You feel the truth of the dragon's words deep in your soul. This night is about love, about connection, about a peace that transcends worlds. The soft crackle of the fire from below is a soothing, rhythmic lullaby. The faint, distant glow from the village is a reminder that you are part of a community of kindness. The stars through your window are ancient, silent watchers, guardians of the night's peace. Your body feels wonderfully heavy now, sinking deeper into the soft mattress. It's a pleasant weight, a feeling of being grounded and secure. Your limbs are loose and relaxed. Your mind is quiet and still. You are drifting on the edge of sleep, floating in a warm, comfortable sea of tranquility. Here, in your cottage in HavenWood, you are home. You are safe. You are ready for the deepest, most restorative sleep. Allow your mind to drift, to float on the gentle sounds and feelings of this magical night. There is nothing to do now but rest. Just rest. Sleep now and dream sweet dreams of gentle light and warm memories.